Oh, that's great. Okay, so everything is working except for Twitter, which may actually be working, and I'm just not. Good deal. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Art of NFT Business. I am your host, Jonathan Goodman. I own Trigonal Gallery, and my co-host is professional soccer player, Florian Below. How are you doing, Florian?
Hey, Jonathan. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. I mean, this is it's been an exciting week in the NFT world. We're going to get into all of it. First, we want to just start by giving you all a disclaimer. So this is not a financial advice and should not be taken as financial services or advice. The views and opinions expressed in the video are purely speculative and do not guarantee any specific results. The NFT space is extremely volatile and has high risk. Never act on anyone's advice or opinions without doing your own research before investing. You should speak to a financial advisor. We are not financial advisors. Also, I just want to do a further disclosure. I am an entrepreneur. Florian is a professional soccer player. I am working on a generative NFT series that is going to launch in December. There are some projects that we will be speaking about that are either owned by one or both of us, or we are on the whitelist. So with that, we want to get into a little bit of the news, and we want to start with Mekaverse. So Mekaverse is one of the most successful NFT launches, generating more than $60 million worth of sales within a 24-hour period. Since the launch, a number of allegations have surfaced on social media suggesting that some buyers may have had early access to the metadata or the information that describes which attributes each NFT image contains. That data could have been used to purchase rare NFTs sight unseen. There was a lot of action that happened on Twitter. Twitter user Maltov accused the Mekaverse launch of being rigged. They highlighted public data from OpenSea and other resources that suggest one of the developers on the project, Weibo, from Minded Studios, managed to purchase one of the rarest NFTs around the average going price before the reveal. Twitter user Otto Suin makes the case that a single wallet holder scored multiple rare Mekaverse NFTs from unrevealed purchases, potentially via leaked metadata info. Beanie tweeted, and this is where I came in and found all this out. I follow Beanie. The odds of somebody cherry picking all these legendary pre-reveals has got to be 1 in a billion. And there are many brand new accounts with no other activity with the same pattern. Feels like a criminal conspiracy, to be honest.
So wait, so what happens? Like, did they buy it? Because I didn't follow you. You talked to me about it.
Yeah.
Did they buy it once everybody minted the Mekaverse? A lot of them went on sale on OpenSea. Did they buy it on OpenSea and they knew which one to buy?
No, it sounds like, and I have it here, that the NFTs, let's see, where did I add that in? So Mekaverse responded so let's address that. So what actually happened? The gap between the minting process and the image reveal a few days later could have created a window in time which leaked metadata could have been used to purchase certain Mekaverse NFTs ones that could become much more valuable after the reveal. So basically, yeah, you're right. Like the secondary market, that secondary market immediately, because what was it? Was it 2 ETH or 0.2 ETH for one?
It was,
And point
I think it was
four ETH.
0.2 for one and then 0.4 for two.
Right.
And
So
a lot went on sale on OpenSea for like 3 to 4 ETH before the reveal.
yeah. And now it's down to 2 ETH.
Yeah.
Everything is down, that whole Mekaverse thing. So a lot of people put a lot of money into that. And yeah, so it was trading at 7 ETH before the reveal, and now it's down to 2 ETH, which is, I feel bad for anybody who, sold their car and went and bought a Mekaverse on the secondary market. But that seems to be what happened, was that these guys knew, or, look, I mean, giving them the benefit of the doubt, maybe just, some crazy thing. But when you think about the number of rares, right? When we look at like Magic Mushroom, which I'm, involved in, the rarest of rares have 9 rarities, and there's only 71 out of 10,000 of those. I mean, that's like a needle in the haystack, right? That's like trying to find, you're somehow going to find the rarest of the rare, and then it goes to these guys who actually produce the thing. I mean, it's one thing if you say, hey, listen, here's what we're going to do. Everybody's going to get paid on the team. Plus, we're going to give them, each one rare one. And I think that's probably not a good thing to do. But so they didn't do that. Instead, they waited till the secondary market. But then it seems like they cherry picked which ones to buy.
Yeah. But also, like, it's not the only reason why, like, everything went, I'm not going to say south, but not everything went well as expected, especially because most of the Mekaverse were like really, some of them were really, really similar looking.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. So wait, let's bring that in. Let's take a look at this. I have this up here.
It seemed that it just kept adding on, and then first, like, people complaining about the way these things were auctioned off, not even auction off, but like lottery, because there were like people tweeting about different like wallets, like holding like 20 of them. And now during the reveal, people finding out how to get rare NFTs. And now like they look really similar because the background is the same for any one of them.
Yeah, see, this is the amazing thing is that you look here, there's 8,888, and these all look super different, and they really look, incredible. But when you actually go into the layers, if I was to pull up, let's see if I can do that. If I pulled up
just go on OpenSea.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends how long that takes, though. Let's see. And I'll edit this anyway. I should have had this prepped already. Let's see. Mekaverse. And here's the thing, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask if they're verified.
That's a great question. I don't know. That's a great question. Here we go.
So wait, how is it possible there's like only 8,500 items out of
That
them?
was interesting, right?
Yeah.
Right? There were supposed to be 8,888, but there's only 8,592. Where's the other couple of hundred there? I mean, so they are verified.
Wow.
The floor kind of, wow, the floor really dropped now. It's 1.3. Wait, no. So I guess the floor went, no, the floor's gone down.
Yeah.
So these look, let's see how, I think like the really common.
Look on the between the 6614 and then 5489, just above. Look, it's not that different.
This?
There's just a little bit more orange to it. That's it. The middle one, the green one.
Oh, this one and this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, between this one and that one. Yeah,
I think they could have used a little bit more detail, especially with
look at
using
these two.
background. Yeah.
This is terrible. Between these two, there's so little difference. The color,
Oh,
the color.
we're not saying it's a bad uh NFT. We just, I think for the hype and the people that were working on it, and they should have done a better job. And as you said, like you mentioned last week, it's gonna set a good like base and trademark for any other big NFT coming out in a few weeks or a few months to come.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think that it's interesting that I've always had a little bit of a problem with this project from the outset, you know?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I don't know if I talked to you, but I talked to somebody else about it, you know, we're in such an early stage in the development of this type of technology, even the generative art stuff,
Mhm.
that to do this in three-dimensional, right? And I know that there's programs out coming out soon. There are people that are changing their Bored Ape into 3 dimensions and things like that. But to do this Mekaverse in 3 dimensions, looking the way that it is, which looks super cool when you look at the really rare ones, but when you go through and you think about how are they going to make 10,000 of these, right? I mean, now that I have hands-on experience of how to actually create a 10,000 generative art series, I know even more now that, you know, the hard work that has to kind of go in when you're going to change something, when you're going to, you know, add a feature or replace a feature or something like that. And so, yeah, I think that they bit off too much more than they could chew, right? And I think that they got so hyped and things were so hyped around this whole project
Mhm.
that they didn't really think about the diversity on the common level. And I mean, I'm super glad that you didn't go in on this. I'm super glad that I didn't go in on this, and other people that I knew didn't. They thought they were going to have the time to be able to get in there and mint one, but they didn't. So they missed the project. But this really fell flat on its face, and I think that look, you haven't really kind of, you know, you've been doing other things, so you haven't really gotten the news, but there have been a lot of rug pulls. So a rug pull is when, you know, there's a hype behind a launch, and then you know, they sell it, and then like the team walks away.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you
They're
telling me.
nowhere to be found. Like the Discord gets shut down, their Twitter gets shut down, and they run away with, you know, $1.4 million. And it's getting crazy out there because you really have. We'll get into this in a little bit when we start talking about other projects coming up when we do our little review after the news. But you know, people, it's like really buyer beware. Like
Yeah.
you really have to know because all of these are so expensive. I mean, and look, I mean, everybody who's in this market is super young, so they're either this is their, you know, they're in the beginning of their career and they're pouring in several $1,000s into these projects, and if they get rug pulled or if there's something like the Mekaverse happens, it's definitely a damaging situation in the whole you know, in the whole industry.
Yeah.
Should we move on to Boonji? Let's do a supportive conversation on Boonji.
Sure, let's jump in.
You know, you and I really love this project. Let me bring it up for people so that they can see this.
Well, I definitely like this project because of the people behind it. I think they do
Yes.
a good job of communicating. They're not hiding, you know, like they're actually showing who they are. They have a really big time artist that is working really hard on this project, and since the, I don't want to call it failed launch because you're going to talk about it later, but they've done a lot of communication with their members. They've done a lot of like thing to keep everybody engaged and reward the members. So like the next launch is going to actual people. And the art is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So here's the crew. Brendan Murphy, he's a great artist, well known. He has a lot of, who's the top tennis player? Djokovic. He has a Boonji piece as well. He owns a Boonji piece. Serena Williams owns a Boonji piece. They announced today somebody else. I wasn't sure. I wasn't really paying attention. But I mean, these are professionals, right? These are people that, one of the things we'll talk about later with one of the projects, the fact that there is a bio, there's a connection to the Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Instagram. These are real people, right? And we're not dealing with an anonymous or pseudonymous, project group that you don't know who they are and you can't find them in the real world.
Yeah.
That says a million things to me, right? I mean, there's so many projects out there, and you really have to, like, as an investor in these, whether you're in it for the art or whether you're in it to flip it and make money, you really have to know, who is in the team, how big is the community, and what is the utility behind it. And if those three things don't align, you have to run away from the project. And it doesn't matter if it's being hyped by another YouTuber or another influencer. If you don't know who that team is, I mean, there've just been enough rug pulls to say, like, you can't invest in it. It doesn't matter how good it is. And with Boonji, they've always been very straightforward. I mean, here's the thing. So, so we both are on the Discord. We're both on the Twitter. We get all the messages from the Boonji project. And what I have to I read through between the lines in everything, right? Everything in my life. Like, I'm reading between the lines. What does this mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I think, and they haven't come out with an official statement, but here's what I think happened, just based on the texts and the tweets and the messages that we got from Discord and Twitter. I think some whale, and this has happened on other projects, some whale used a bot to get in as soon as they were going to launch the project, and he had multiple wallets set up to be able to purchase multiple pieces. And that bot started attacking the server for the website. They saw it, they saw what it was, and they shut it down. And that was really the right decision. Now, unfortunately, of course, like, to the person who doesn't really understand what's going on, it looks like it's a failed launch, but it's actually not. It's actually like a safeguard, right? So if look, we're going to talk about this later in terms of whitelisting, but they've now expanded their whitelist, right? And really, honestly and truthfully, if they, we'll get into this a little deeper later, but if you have, what do they have? Something like 93,000 on their Discord, some incredible number, right?
I think they have like over 100,000 now.
That's incredible, right? So that means 1% of their,
133,000.
133,000.
Yeah.
There's only 10,000 available. So that means that they could have taken this week and said, okay, we're only going to do a whitelist here, right? And we're only going, that's the only method to purchase this. We're not going public. There's not going to be a Dutch auction. And we're simply going to validate whose wallet is real and whose wallet is fake. And that's going to be the whitelist. I mean, we've got a project launching in December, and we're going to try to do the same thing. So we're working with different influencers and different projects, and we're going to allow a whitelist. That whitelist, look, if you have 3,000 people on a whitelist and everybody's allowed to buy 3, you basically have sold out your 10,000 collection. There's no reason to go public. And I understand that, like, they want to make it fair and equitable to everybody who's going to try to get it at the Dutch auction. But realistically, there's a very good possibility when this launches at 6 p.m. on Thursday this week, they could get hit again with another bot. It's very possible. I don't know what they've done to protect themselves, but I think they made the right decision in terms of shutting it down. Unfortunately, it broke the website, and so it looked to you and me and everybody else watching that the website had actually gone down. But that was, there was nothing that they could do about that. They had to really pull the whole thing.
Yeah.
And now they have the opportunity to really just do a whitelist. What do you think? What if you had 3,000 people, even 3,500 people that were going to buy, 1 to 3 each. So let's say you had 5,000 people and you said everybody's going to buy 2. That's your 10,000.
Yeah.
Why have a public auction? Why have public at all?
I don't know. It's a good question, but there's a lot of cost that goes behind creating an NFT, especially with what happened to them. They had to recreate or probably protect their website or the way they're going to launch again. So that, and they do a lot of, on top of that, there are giving away like a lot of art, like it's worth like 5 million. So having a Dutch auction is a good way for them to, in a way, increase the price of the project.
Right.
It's got, having whitelisted people is good because they're real. They know like they are really passionate about the project, and you're not gonna buy it to resell it right away and make a profit.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, so usually it comes down to money because you have to pay those bills to create an NFT, and I'm sure you're gonna have to go through that. Creating that, you've probably put down your business plan, and what costs you'll have to pay in order to have a successful launch. So it's good that they increase that number of whitelist people, because they gives them better chance to, like, members to actually get one at a really good price. But also I think they need to have that kind of auction to be able to generate money, and then fund the project on the long term as well.
Yeah, I totally forgot about those sculptures, the statues.
It's sculptures, it's paintings, it's like, I think there's a trip to win, something like that. I think I don't know if it's part of the launch or if it's separated from the launch. But they've done a really, really good job of still promoting it and adding more substance to that launch and to that NFT project.
And that would definitely be the reason why you would do a Dutch auction, because if they're going to give out those statues and other things like that,
Absolutely.
because we're not going to get that on the whitelist.
No, you're not allowed to, because what we get is a really good price for an amazing project.
Right.
Now I don't know what will be the total number of whitelisted people. And I'm curious to see how that auction go, but as we probably talked about it this week or last week about it, it's more like the more bigger project there is, the more problem there's going to be. More like whales or individuals are going to try to find a way to get the rarest NFT, or try to get as many as they can. And we are at the beginning of something new, right? Like it's not even like a few years old. Like, we've talked about it together for like a few months.
Yep.
So it's brand new. So we don't know, all people that creating an NFT project don't really know how to respond to those attacks or to those like problems they're going through.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes that have happened. I mean, there's the whole DAO. There are many, that are coming out and they want to be a DAO. There's now these, I don't know if you saw this Kong NFT. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode, where if you own and you hold an NFT from this Kong, you actually every day get 5 bananas, and bananas are, is actually a token, and those tokens are worth $15. So somehow, like, you're gaining money every single day by holding these NFTs, which is amazing. I mean, you can make a tremendous amount. Like, I don't understand the financial side of it, of okay, if you sold all of your NFTs and you made, the same thing, 0.05 times 10,000 is, $1.4 million. How
Mhm.
can you then give back 15 bananas, or 5 bananas every single day, to at $15 a pop? So it's basically like $50 every single day that you're giving out to like 10,000 people. It's an enormous amount of money. I don't understand where that money is coming from, except that some people can buy it on, they can buy bananas on the open market.
Okay.
But I don't see why. I mean, I guess if you didn't have $15,000 to buy one of those Kongs, or whatever, however much it is, because it's probably more than 15,000 at this point, then you might want to just buy bananas in the hopes that the project would go up. But I believe, and I don't have this information because this isn't one of the projects that we were going to talk about. But I believe that that dollar value is going down drastically. I think it was 15, and I think it's down to 7 now. But yeah, there's all of these different features and things to entice people to buy these NFTs. We're looking at it as well. Like, we're trying to figure out, like, what can we offer with these NFTs that are going to bring in, good value for the community and good value for us, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of these projects are saying we're going to create a video game. Well, okay, well, video games take like 2 years to build out, even the crappiest video game, right? So investing now and waiting the 2 years, you might be better off just doing something else. There are others that are creating comic books. There are others that are, just creating like different things out there to kind of entice the community.
Yeah.
We're not sure what we're going to do, but we are looking at it, and we know that we have to, provide a unique sales pitch to the community to want to participate.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's yeah, it's particular, and you have to follow everything. Like, this is information every day, every hour of the day. It's pretty crazy. But you know more about it because you are right in it. Like, this is your daily job.
It's crazy. I
So
wake up, this. I wake up super early. I come downstairs to the living room. I watch an hour's worth of YouTube videos that have launched overnight talking about different projects and crypto and different things like that. Then I do my little exercise in the morning, then I come back, do my little bit of French, and then I'm right back in it, right? I'm reading all the tweets. There's tons and tons of tweets in the industry. Lunch, I get lunch. I watch another YouTube video or another 2 YouTube videos. Before dinner, I watch another couple of YouTube videos, because these things, like, they're just, everything's moving at such a fast pace. And I've always got Twitter up. I'm always reading Twitter. It takes, you have to kind of like be immersed in it to, and I still, what's amazing is that I still feel that even like with the YouTubers that I watch, I still feel like I'm 2 months behind them. Like, I know that I'm way ahead of anybody who's getting into the market now,
yeah.
but that's only been about 7 months, right? So now, like, I'm like 2 months still behind the YouTubers, and once I can kind of catch up to them, and we have this big conference, NFT.NYC, the first week of November here in New York City. That's going to be amazing. The tickets were pretty damn expensive, but I did decide to go. I'm a cheap bastard. $500 for a ticket is a lot for me. But it's 3 days, and I think that the parties alone, because really, like, when you go to, I don't know if you've ever done this. You go to a convention, right? And not Comic-Con, but like, industry conventions, right? So everybody's got a booth, everybody's talking about stuff. That's not what this is. I think that this is just presentations. The more like a TED Talk, right? You know what a TED Talk is? Yeah. So more like that, but then we have party after party after party going on in the evenings. RSOP, they've joined forces with other, things. We've got magic mushrooms coming in. They should be doing something. I don't know if they're going to do something or just go to different parties. And I've got my friend Zach from Tower. I don't know if you've ever heard of this band called Tower. I don't know what kind of stuff you don't really listen to. This is like what's heavier than heavy metal? What do they call that? Death metal? I think it's called death metal.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person right now.
It's crazy stuff. So he's in that band. We're going to be doing a project with them in November, and which I probably shouldn't have mentioned, and I probably will have to cut out in the edit. But yeah, I mean, he's going to try to just get himself into every single party over that week, and we're just going to be right behind him. We're just going to hold his coattails as he runs in. We're trying to get it spotted in those parties. But yeah, so in a conference like that, it's those connections, and then hopefully I walk out of that conference with like just an enormous amount of information. Like you go to these things and like you're not sure whether or not you're going to know more than the speakers, or you're not going to, and I'm hoping that like 70% of it is totally new to me. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So nice. Let's to Panda Dynasty.
Yeah.
So Panda Dynasty is doing some really interesting things. In fact, again, back to Twitter, about an hour ago, they just announced a 2-person. So they're running a contest to go to China. 2 people from the community. They will fly to China and they will be able to play with pandas in the Chinese zoo. I mean, that's incredible, right? I mean, I don't have any interest in going to China right now, but to play with pandas, that would definitely be a lot of fun. They've got this treasure hunt that you and I took a look at, and
you did. I tried to understand. I think you have more information, so I'm here to listen because I want to get one. We talked about it.
Oh yeah.
Last time I looked on the OpenSea, they were like at 0.018. Now they're like at 0.025.
Oh, are they really? They jumped up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, hopefully it's because of the treasure hunt.
Probably. And I think if you really want to get into it, you should before October 31st.
Yep,
Halloween, because they're dropping. Well, you'll need one to play the game for sure, and then one or more, and then you'll get like drops some kind of like pumpkin or anything. Well, you know more, so I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah. So let's go through it. So first of all, I only have 2 pandas, and whatever happens with Boonji, if I have money left over, I'm going to buy more pandas, because here's the thing. So this is an 8-step panda pass. I got to go through this slowly. So Panda Pass 1 is the pandas that you currently hold, right? Panda Pass 2 is an airdrop pumpkin on Halloween. So now they're gonna airdrop you a pumpkin in different colors that per panda that you own, that you have. Okay. You can then fuse the pumpkin with your panda, and that gets you 1 panda pass. But of course, like, I only have 2 pandas. So now the question becomes like, either I have to buy more pandas, or I have to sacrifice one of my pandas to become a pumpkin panda. And I don't know. I mean, if I had 4 pandas, if I had 5 pandas, I would have no problem with this, right? I would do this in a second. So then the treasure chest opens if you have the right color panda pumpkin merger, which is, again, I mean, it just makes me kind of think like, do I really want to like ruin my panda and make him a pumpkin panda and then wind up not having the right color? But still, I think somebody who has like a bunch of pandas, this would be amazing for them. Panda Pass number 3, you get airdropped a washing machine, and that's a whole story in their comic book and everything like that. I tried to help them out with their comic book, but it didn't work out. The artists that I knew weren't really skilled at the stuff that they needed.
Yeah.
So then the time machine, this is Panda Pass 4, the time machine extracts accessories from your panda. Only a few of those accessories will be considered a Panda Pass. So now I'm not sure if it's if you get the if you get the Panda Pass, if you have the right color pumpkin panda, and then you get another Panda Pass if you have the right accessory with the panda, with the time machine.
Well, I think you should definitely cut that segment and tag them and probably get an answer. I think that would be
Yeah.
much easier.
Yeah, we'll clip this and we'll send this to them for more explanation. Then Panda Pass 5, they want to make sure you've read the comic book, and you will need to solve a puzzle using a word from the comic book. Panda Pass 6, the first 888 people who have made it this far in the game will receive the Time Machine NFT. And then Panda Pass 7, you'll be able to connect your panda with the Time Machine and create a baby panda. And then Panda Pass 8 is the Fiat Panda NFT. And they actually put a tweet out there this morning asking if anybody had any connections to Fiat to see if they could do a giveaway. So only 8 people will win, and that will get them a gift of it's a gift basket that includes 20 pandas. You get ETH, you get the royalties. That's your entry into the DAO, which then gives you royalties through the merch, the comics, and OpenSea sales. I mean, here's the thing. Again, if I had 5 pandas, I would do this in a second. I would fuse 2 pumpkins and see if I had the right color. Then I would fuse the time machine with my 3rd panda, and then I would the washing machine. Right. The washing machine. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I might have written that wrong. I think it's the washing machine extracts accessories from the panda, and then you can connect. So then that would be 3, and then so now I really need 6 because I want to leave 2 just the way they are. Yeah. So then now here's the question: do I take my washing machine panda and now connect it to the time machine panda and create a baby panda? Am I burning that panda, or am I winding up with a time machine panda, a baby panda, 2 pumpkin pandas, and a washing machine panda? It's very complicated.
That is very complicated.
But the winning is amazing. Now, I don't think we even have Fiat here in the US. I don't think Fiat is that's a French car company.
Fiat?
I
don't think so. I think it's Italian.
Oh, maybe it's Italian. But I don't know of anyone who drives a Fiat here in the United States.
In the US, I don't think. It's Italy.
Oh, okay. So it's an Italian. If you get 20, so really, okay. So here's the great thing is that if you've now invested, let's say I've invested now in an additional 4 pandas, which is going to run me 1 ETH. So that's 3,000. And then somehow I managed to win. Now I'm getting 20 pandas back. I'm getting a bunch of ETH back, and I'm getting royalties for the merch and the comics and the OpenSea sales. That's like a huge windfall for those 8 people that are going to win. That's a good incentive. If I had 1 ETH, I would definitely do that. But then I wanted to ask you another question before we get into our reviews. You have a good amount of ETH, not millions, but you've got a good amount of ETH.
Yeah.
There is an indication in the crypto community that believes that by March of next year, ETH will reach $20,000 an ETH. So now
you can never predict those things. They've said last year that Bitcoin would reach 100,000 by the beginning of last year. of this year, sorry, still not happening. So it's always like there's no backup to what people say. They can just hype it up. We've seen Bitcoin rally uh, after Elon Musk tweeted about it. So we have to be really careful about any kind of assumption and any kind of news that you hear or you see. Right now, Bitcoin is back to
62.
62. So we'll see about Ethereum as well. I think Ethereum has a really solid future, as well as any other, a bunch of other cryptocurrencies. But we always have to be careful.
But what I'm asking you is, let's say hypothetically that there is a good indication that it's even going to go above the $3,777 that it is today, right? Or wherever it is today, even if it jumps up to 10,000, right? Do you still invest knowing that every time you buy an NFT, you're spending ETH and you're potentially losing money in the long run? How do you look at that?
I don't know. That's a good question because I haven't bought any NFT yet. It's
Wait, I thought you. So the first purchase you were going to make was the Boonji.
It was a Boonji, yeah.
I didn't realize.
But I don't know. I wonder how the prices from the NFT are going to change with time and like when you see Ethereum being like really bullish over the last few weeks, you look at the new projects coming out, the price has been the same. It's always between 0.06 to 0.08. So all those projects still gonna keep like, I want to sell my project right now for 2 ETH. And then Ethereum is like 3,000 something. And then in a few months, I still want to sell my project at 2 ETH. And this time Ethereum is like 5 or 6 grand. Is it going to be the same, or are they going to be proportional? I don't know how you say that in English, but are they going to adjust the price? Like you mentioned yourself for the project, you were like, we are thinking about doing this amount for the project. If price goes up, we'll probably think about reducing the price to be more affordable.
Right. That's true with our entire gallery. We're reviewing right now the pieces that are in the Trigonal Gallery and NFTs. And, we're thinking that, we set those prices when Ethereum was, I want to say like 2,000. I mean, it was really not where it is now.
The only people that can buy those project or those art or those photographs or anything that's on the blockchain, they have to own Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency. So if the price is the same for them, it's not going to change much. It's going to be pretty much the same value.
Well,
because if you want to sell something at 2 ETH now at the price of Ethereum, and then you want to sell like in a few months at 2 ETH in another price, it's pretty much still the same because they still own the Ethereum.
Right. It's a question of what do you want to do with that limited number of coins?
What can you do with that cryptocurrency right now? Not much besides that.
Right. That's very true. Right. And so
besides buying and selling.
That's pretty much, that's it. I mean, right now, but if you hold it for the long term, and that's where everything kind of gets like, look, to me, for Cardano is currently at, I think, 280. I bought it at $1.10. I've already doubled my my amount. I'm not happy with that, but if it goes to 3,000, the fact is that I still have the 1,000 Cardano ADA that I have, and to me, I bought it at $1. So,
but do you see crypto as a stock investment, or do you see crypto as a utility in the future?
That's a great question.
That's good.
So
It's like, are you going to own it in a wallet so you can go travel and pay with that money, or you just want to keep it as an investment and buy and sell?
that's funny. So I look at Ethereum and Cardano differently.
Yeah,
So I look
exactly.
at Ethereum as a utility, as something that I'm going to buy and sell, regardless of what the price point is. I think Bitcoin is kind of like that as well. Like if I wound up, in 2017, if I had 100 Bitcoin, like that would be amazing. But I don't. So now I'm getting into the Ethereum market at the price that it's at. So I'm just getting less Ethereum basically for what I can afford.
But
And
let's take that example. Like imagine you own that 100 Bitcoin in 2016, 2017, or whatever.
hmm,
And now you start seeing countries that are accepting Bitcoin to pay for any goods and services. Would you use that money to pay for it, or would you just sell it to make a profit?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
I would never sell it. I would. There are DeFi services in crypto that I can lend it out, and I basically become the bank. I can lend out, and I can get a high interest return.
Yeah.
I could. There's a lot of stuff that very rich people do, like the way that they hide their money and everything like that. So I would look to kind of profit in a way where I was living off of the interest, but I would never sell. Well, no. So I think I would take 10%, and I would probably do this with Cardano as well. Cardano is a perfect example, right? So it's 280 now. When it gets to 3,000, which it will, whether it's a year or 10 years from now, it will get to 3,000. I would take 10% of that to kind of use as utility. I don't know. That's a really good question.
Think about it, then you'll answer next week.
Yeah. I'll think about it and answer it next week. I think that's a challenging question because Cardano I see as more of a stock, and Ethereum I see more as a utility.
Because
But
you use Ethereum right now on the OpenSea market to
oh yeah,
for NFTs, so it's fine. Cardano, the blockchain is still
very
developing.
new.
It's not like yet useful, but it should be utilized like in the near future for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get into our reviews. Let's do a little bit of that. Should we explain to everybody how we're going to do these reviews?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is going to be a 5-star review. Each of us gets a half a star vote. Vote number 1 is, do we like the artwork? Vote number 2 is, does it have a community? We're going to look at Twitter and Discord. Star number 3 is, does it have utility? We're going to look at the roadmap. Do we like star number 4 is, do we like the team? Are they real or are they anonymous? And star number 4 is, are we investing? That would be another star. And so let's look at the first one that we're going to look at is Pantheon. Let me clear some of this.
Which one?
Neon
Yeah.
Pantheon.
Okay.
Yes. So let's see. This is a 10,000 unique deities to be enshrined. The Neon Pantheon is an alternative dimension where deities exist. They adopt appearances made in our image, transcend across time, space, and cultures. Which deity will you enshrine? So let's look at the art. Let's see if they have more. So these are the little pieces of art that they've got going on. I think it's interesting that a lot of them have headphones. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of
They've released some sneak peek in their in the Discord, but that's pretty much what you see on the team right now. How they're gonna look like, I feel like.
yeah.
Um, but
What
this
do you
is a fairly new project.
what do you think about the art?
I really like the art. I think I like the idea behind it, like the spiritual, like um they call it like deities,
Deities. Yeah.
deities, which is really spiritual. They actually just released the roadmap like a few days ago because they were working on um creating it with their members, which they don't have much on Discord yet. It's still like going up, of course, but it's fairly a brand new project. But the roadmap might change over the course of the next few days or few weeks.
Yeah.
But I do really like the art. That's what I kind of like made me get on the Discord. You of course have to be really active if you want to be whitelisted, which I haven't been lately. But I was really inspired by the art, especially, and the fact that the people behind it are not hiding. They have linked to their LinkedIn. Even though they don't put their picture up, it's probably just more to promote the art and the project, but they actually have linked their LinkedIn on the website. So it's pretty good, and I keep following it and see what news and announcement they're having every day.
Hmm.
That's my
Okay,
take.
so let's do the star thing. Let's just do the art first. Are you giving it a half the star, half of your star?
Yeah, I'm definitely giving it a 5 star.
Okay, so I'm doing that as well. So we are going to give one full star for design and artwork. Okay, now let's look at their community. So their community has 4,000. This is as of yesterday, I think. We can open this up.
I'll check on Discord as well.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
maybe
on
it's grown
Discord
over time.
they have 2,500.
Okay, 2,500 on Discord.
Yeah,
Did you round up on that number?
2,509.
Okay, 20. Okay, so 2,500. And they've grown their Twitter a little bit since yesterday. They have 4,395.
I'm pretty sure they joined, like they created the the Twitter late September. So it's fairly recent. It's probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes, it says it right there. It says September
So of course
2021.
they're looking for traction. But I don't know if if they have a.
Well, I'll tell you, when I checked this, when I was writing the show notes, they were at 4,187. Now they're at 4,395. So they are definitely getting some momentum there. So that's really good. Uh, I mean, when it comes to community, what I'm going to say is in order for this project to be successful, they're going to have to grow their Discord to at least 10,000,
Yeah.
right? And they're probably going to have to, if they can do the same on their Twitter, or even just 7,000 or something like that. So for right now, I am not going to give them my half a star on the community. Are you going to give them a half a star?
Not yet, because it's still growing, and they are, especially on the Discord, there's a lot of people talking, but they just want to. There's not really a lot of substance. It's more like try to get involved and be seen to be whitelisted, because the way they whitelist people is you have to be active, but you have to be active in a good way for the community and for the project, sharing, tweeting, retweeting, and every day they whitelist more and more people based on the way you interact with others, if you're helpful, if you actually talk about the project. And of course it needs a little bit more traction, but the art and well, we're gonna go after that to the team,
Utility.
the utility as well, but the team as well. I think for me are the most two important things. If you have good art and a good team behind it, there's no reason for the project to fail, especially if you put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
So it for me has good base.
Yeah.
But for now, I would not give my half star on the on the community.
Yeah. let's take a look at the roadmap. So first of all, they haven't even really announced when they're going to launch this, which is probably a really good idea for them to wait until they've gained more traction. And look, we can come back and we can review this. You know, when they have a launch schedule, we could look at it again. This is an early review. Since every single Neon Pantheon deity is a remix, I have to make sure that I'm reading it correctly. A remix of different cultures with special attention is placed to ensure that I should know that word, artwork is handcrafted with a consistent art direction while leaving some room for visual surprises. So this is their launch roadmap. So at 15% sold, 10 deities are randomly airdropped to 10 wallets, one each, eligible for first 1,000 addresses. 25% start rarity tools integration. 50%. Go ahead.
I'm just like, it's fairly simple. Like it's
Yeah.
nothing crazy, but if you scroll down a little bit more, they are showing you what they're expecting in the future in 2021 and 2022 as well.
Yeah.
In the future quarters. But you can tell it just dropped because it's just a base. I'm hoping they're gonna add a little bit more substance into that roadmap and then more utility for this NFT. Because also the roadmap is really important for a project to get traction and then be durable on the long run.
Yeah, this roadmap definitely needs to be built out. There's nothing really here that, yeah. Let's go into the post-launch roadmap. So they're saying Q4 2021 Shrine Maker, and I will say, I like this immediately because they're giving a deadline, a business deadline, right? They're not just saying, here's the roadmap, we're going to eventually do this stuff. They're really saying, okay, Q4 of 2021, we're going to, and it says, after minting your deity, you may name your deity and tell their origin story. You can also create and customize a shrine for your deity. Naming is irreversible unless it gets a new owner. The new owner will then be able to rename the deity. That's something fun. That's cool. Q4 2021, Q1 2022, Neon collabs. We think Neon Pantheon is a flexible foundation for us to create interesting collaboration opportunities. We will collaborate with up-and-coming and prominent artists to create rare or one-of-one artworks for the community. Pantheon Q 2022, the Pantheon. Explore and browse all the deities and learn about their original history on neonpantheon.com. Well, that's pretty simple. That's just them building out their website. And then Q2 2022, Q3 2022, Neon Pantheon AR mobile mobile app, sorry. You can place your deity shrines onto our real world via augmented reality. Once placed, other Neon Pantheon pilgrims can explore and visit. Due to the complex nature of building such an application, we plan to build the app in two phases. Phase one, being able to place your shrines using AR. Phase two, develop a tiered progression system with rewards to encourage holders to find and explore each other's shrines. Here's what I would like to say. I would like to see the story built out now. I would like to understand, is this kind of like a Stargate? Did you ever see the movie Stargate?
No.
Not the TV series either. Nothing. Doesn't ring a bell. Okay. So I would like to see like a storyline, right? So for ours, we're building out a storyline. It's fairly simple at this point. It's a fractalized dream world that has kind of exploded and kind of reformatted. So that's why it has like all these different layers and things like that. I would like to really see a story here. I would like to understand what these deities are, what they can do. I think that they could even do like a Dungeons and Dragons level kind of, or Pokemon card level thing to know like what is the strength of my deity compared to other deities. That would be really cool to see and to understand. I think that they're doing good. I think that they just need to build out a little bit more on the roadmap, because now, like, roadmaps are so competitive now between people saying like they're going to start a DAO, they're going to do a comic book, they're going to do, all this different stuff. And I think that, you have to kind of say like, hey guys, you guys are going to wind up with over $1 million, $40,000 donation to education focused charity. Why? How does an education charity feed into this deity world? Where is that coming from? And
Yeah,
then
it gets a bit more like specifics.
definitely more specifics. So what do we think in terms of utility?
As of now, I won't give him a half star. But again, we're talking about a project that's like a few weeks old.
Right.
So
And we may be doing this a little bit of a disservice. We maybe should kind of come back to this at a later date. And
yeah, I think we should give it like a few more weeks and come back and see, like, maybe compare it to what we've been talking, but maybe review project that have been on, like, work in progress for a month or 2 months.
so
And
so why don't we do that? Why don't we not grade the rest of this and not give a final grade on this, and instead we will kind of will
let's do just the one, the divine anarchy.
yeah, well, I did want to say something about Silly T-Rex because
Okay.
that is a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to move on to Silly T-Rex. And for the guys at Neon Pantheon, we really like where you're going with this. We think that it just needs to be built out more. Okay, Silly T-Rex. So I love this project. And I just have to bring up the Twitter account of this kid. Let's see. I think if I do, oh wait, what's his name is shoot. Oh wait, I know how to do it. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. We can go right here. So I'm gonna play this. You didn't see this video yet, right?
No.
Okay. So you'll see the video and then you'll have an interesting opinion as to what you think about the artwork and stuff. So this is Silly T-Rex by Big D Book. So Big D Book is a 7-year-old artist in Thailand who loves art, monster, dinosaurs, and all weird stuff. And here's the video. Let's play that video for a second.
How did you hear about that?
It's just the craziest thing. I think like I was literally just scrolling through Twitter and I saw somebody else tweet about it. And that's how I'm trying to find this video that he made.
You should have gone like all the way up and used the video.
I selected media.
Oh,
Yeah, here it is. Okay, so here we go. You can see this, right?
yeah.
Let's make it loud enough. Oh, hold on. Where's the sound? Hold on.
T-Rex superhero.
Let's start that again. Here we go.
My name is T-Rex. I'm 7 years old. Soon, you guys will see that I'm launching my new collection, T-Rex superhero.
I mean, you see him legitimately drawing it right now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, that's good for a 7-year-old. I think that's amazing
My
talent.
name is Debug. I'm
I think that
7
that's
years old.
brilliant.
Soon you
So
guys
let's
will
take a
see.
look at his artwork. So first of all, he's selling this for 0.015 ETH, which is like $60 or something like that. And I think this artwork is just absolutely adorable. I think it's awesome. And so it's not, look, we can't really grade this the way that we would grade like an adult piece where we're talking about what the Discord is and what the Twitter is. I mean, I think he has a fairly good following. Obviously, he sold out, a lot of pieces already.
Yeah.
There's only 91 pieces. He keeps, listing more and more pieces, but I think it's really super cute. I think, the artwork, I'm certainly going to give him a star there. Would you give him a star on this?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially like knowing the story behind it.
Right.
That gives more value to it.
Yeah. I mean, his community is however big. We can go and see his Instagram and then his Twitter. You know what I like about this is that it's actually not like, it's not building a community. It's really just encouraging a child to be creative. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that, look, $60 in Thailand is like, I'm sure it's like making his life incredible. So he's got 1,000 followers on, he doesn't have an Instagram. So this is just his Twitter.
Okay.
So he's got 1,000 followers, which isn't that much, right? So we're not giving him a big score for the community, and we're not giving him a big score for utility. But when we look at the project, this is a family project. This is a kid. And I just think it's a super cute. I think it's super cute. If I had, if I had 0.02 ETH, once Boonji is done and once I've bought all of my Panda Dynasties, I'm definitely going to get one of these.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think for 0.02 ETH, I think that's pretty good. You wouldn't buy one of these?
This is not the kind of art I like.
I think this is adorable. I love this. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about Divine Anarchy, which is our last review for the evening. Did you take a look at this group?
We talked about it a bit, right? Because
Yeah, we did.
You actually own one of the NFT that are collaborating with them. No?
No. So what it is Magic Mushrooms has they have 300 spots in this whitelist for Divine Anarchy. So the fact that I own 5 Magic Mushrooms, I could try to get in, but here's the thing: we're going to do this review, and I apologize to Divine Anarchy, and this is hard when you're grading something, but they're not going to get a lot of stars from me right off the bat. So do me a favor. Are you in their Discord?
No, I am not.
Okay. So so the last time that I was in their Discord, well, let's go through this each piece. Okay. So first of all, Divine Anarchy is the first attempt at an in-game governance NFT that will act as an experimental catalyzer for open source tribute. I believe that's.
I don't know why you have French word in this, but
well, you know why? Because that I have my entire Chrome. I run this program called Penguin, and it replaces some English with French because I'm learning the French at the same time. I should know these words. These are where I should know this word. So the tribe formation, such methodology implies political organizations, interest groups, pseudo-anonymous alliances, and a battle of influence throughout a dynamic social network system. They are trying to be a social game theory experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Divine Anarchy is a decentralized NFT experiment where we combine sandbox game theory, not sandbox the game thing though, and community choice to bring forth innovative utility, community building, and an epic adventure for all players. By obtaining a Divine Anarchy NFT collection of objects, You can participate in creating the story, narrative, combat, other bloodlines for Ascension, and so much more. Trailer coming soon. So again, I think that this is a newer project. I think if we looked at their Twitter, we can see where is
Yeah, I think around like 7,500, and Discord is like 79,000.
So Twitter has, yes, exactly, 7,500, and the Discord has 79. That's exactly right. And I'm sure they're growing super fast because they got a nod from Magic Mushrooms, and they're gonna have like there's gonna be a Genesis collection. There's gonna be like these.
What is the Genesis collection?
You know,
I've heard that multiple times, but I still don't know what it is.
I know, and you know what? I'm not going to answer you because I think it depends on the project. For this, I think Genesis collection means that these are the originating images. These are the originating characters, right? Now, look, I mean, if you already know that you're coming out with these Agrathians and Shungais and Atlanteans and things like that, you know, what's so special about the Genesis? How does it differ from, you know, these other characters that have come out, except for the fact that it's the first one? Yeah. I think it's a word that's bantered around. I'll do more research to figure out why people use Genesis and what all that means. But then there's going to be Nemesis. There's going to be heroes. So this is the artwork.
I like it. I like it reminds me of like Japanese artwork.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Miyazaki, the producer. I've watched like all of his anime movies. And I really enjoy like I don't read that much of any like I don't know you could say that in English, but manga is like the
right
Japanese the Japanese comic.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the art. I really enjoy the characters. So this is something that I really do like, especially if they are trying to build in like an in-game with the whole like avatar on it. That would be really cool.
Yeah, it's just that, okay, so from my view, you know, we've seen so many of these half-faced NFTs, right? This isn't even quarter-faced NFTs, like, you know, the mushrooms where you see more their face. This is purely one half of their face. I don't know. I think that as we get into these NFTs and knowing that there's, you know, if they're going to be in an action game, I almost kind of want to see the full body at this point.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to see more of what these characters are going to look like. And, you know, there's nothing, and I know I'm trying not to be harsh and critical, but there's nothing that is exciting and different than stuff that I've already seen out there.
Okay.
You know?
Well, that's your opinion, you know. For me, they'll get my half star on the art because I do like it. I don't mind like it's like half of it, like half of the face, but I'm sure they could like create like the full body or like some kind of like 360 visual.
Right. Right.
But
and
definitely,
what do you think? What do you? So, and I think we would also. I will give them my half star for the community. You would probably do the same as well.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. It's already grown and it's pretty consequent. So I think they have a good community. I haven't been on there. I don't know what kind of talk they're having. If it's just to say hello or if they actually have like some substance in there as well. But from the numbers, it looks like it's pretty good. But sometimes the numbers lie a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to be careful.
And then let's look at what the roadmap is going to be. Let me make sure I'm clicking on the road. Oh, okay. This is the roadmap. So 10% milestone, site and contract build. Well, I would hope that they would. I don't even understand that. Why wouldn't the site and that should already be at 0, site and contract build? Game theory finalized. Okay, well, that's internal stuff. That's stuff that they should be working on internally. Pre-sale whitelisting complete. Okay. I don't think this should all be before the 10% milestone. Maybe they're not understanding what the 10% milestone is.
I don't know, but I don't think they have the storyline introduced yet. So I think it's still like a work in progress. They're really at the beginning of everything.
But really, when we say 10%, we're saying 10% sold. That's how I take a roadmap.
Okay.
That's how I read a roadmap, is that at the point where there is 10% sold, you're going to do X.
Yeah, but I think it looks like more like how their work is going, because like at 50%, you see the minting begins.
Right.
So it's more like of a roadmap. Okay, we are right there. We just started like a few weeks ago. I that's the only way I can see this, because when minting begins at like a 50%, means like they have everything settled for the minting, and then they're gonna keep working after that.
I don't think they understand what the roadmap is supposed to be.
But it says season 1 too. So what is season 2?
Oh.
Means like there's different seasons for the roadmap.
Oh. I don't know. So 25% game roadmap introduced, new NFT mechanics revealed. But they're not really talking about what they're going to do. So then 100% community challenges begin, divine judgment. So there's no money going back to a charity. There's no money going back to, in fact, it says at 25% the mint date is going to be determined. So I think they're misunderstanding the roadmap. So I am not giving them my half star for the utility. What are you thinking?
Well, the utility goes as well, like they a little bit below the roadmap, or where is the roadmap?
Well, I mean, this is the roadmap. Are you on the same page? You can see this?
Yeah, I am, but there is something also called perks of owning a divine anarchy. This is also the utility of it. You have political influence. Players get access to private chat rooms where they can trade, converse, and build a new paradigm of governance. Deflationary specs, the first NFT with smart contract guaranteed deflationary merchandise mechanics, first of its kind built into the game theory. Sandbox effect, join us in making NFT history by sculpting the future of the Divine Anarchy storyline by your participation and influence. And kingdom perks, special real life rewards, airdrops, and access to a member only shop with limited edition drops designed in Europe. For the roadmap, I don't think I would give them a half star. I would love to see, especially knowing what kind of art it is, I would love to see like Panda going out with like a comic book or story. I hope that, I would say, like, it costs nothing just to put it on a roadmap. Like, we want the community to help us build a great storyline so we can put it in a comic book.
Yeah, I think, again, we're at the same point where we were with Neon Pantheon. I think that they need to do a lot more work in terms of what is the value added to the roadmap when I'm investing in this, because you have to look at this as an investment, right? So you're spending your Ethereum to try to buy this. Now, here's the kicker. This is going, I don't know if you've read ahead, but they are anonymous.
Yeah, they are.
They have, so this goes to Asset Vendor's Twitter, which it didn't work yesterday when I was pulling all this stuff together. These links did not work. This was created in February in 2021. So this is a very, very new. They've got 11. He's got 11,000 followers. If we go back, let's see these other people. I don't know. So he's the creator. They are the creator of Divine Anarchy.
Mm-hmm. You cannot click on the two others.
Yeah, I'm gonna click on them, but I'll do a. Oh wow, I can't even look at that. I can't even.
I don't think if you can do that. You probably won't find them on Twitter.
Oh, so they're not. So those links are not working.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I certainly cannot give a star because if we don't know who these people are, I am not investing. Just outright. If there isn't a link to their Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn, they really need to have a LinkedIn profile. To me,
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think if you want to summarize like deciding on a project, the first thing you're gonna see is the art. So if you like the art, then you go on the website and you look. The second thing you need to look for is the team. Is the team anonymous or not? Who's the team? What kind of artist it is? And then you can go to the roadmap, and if they have a clear idea, specifics that the NFT is going to be, how the NFT is going to be utilized, what's planned for the long term, then maybe it's maybe a good time to join the Discord or Twitter. Sometimes I get that it's really hard to join because the only thing you can see is the art and the roadmap is in progress. But if you already know that you have a solid team behind it that are not anonymous, that are putting their name onto this project, then I think, yes, it's a good indication of the authenticity and then the actual like legitimate, or is it like the project like is legitimate, like they're doing a really good job and they're like will do a good job in the long term as well.
Yeah, I agree. So unfortunately, we're going to give Divine Anarchy 1.5 stars. I do know that they are getting a lot of traction with other YouTube influencers. I would just seriously caution anyone who's going to invest in a project that does not have the names of the individuals who are creating it linked to a LinkedIn or a Facebook or something that, is more legit. I think out of everything, it doesn't matter what the artwork looks like. It doesn't matter what, the community and the utility looks like. If they are pseudonymous or anonymous, those are not projects that I'm investing in.
No, me too. I would rather have someone put their name into the project. That shows that they are invested. That shows that if it goes bad, you go down with it as well.
Right.
But
exactly.
Being anonymous makes it easy for you to take a back door and leave. So,
yeah, and just do a rug pull and walk away with all that money. I mean, it's too risky at this point. It's happened too many times.
Yeah.
So this has been a lot of fun. So the only thing, Morgan is working on his project. We'll get more information of that, in the coming weeks. We're working to do the convention in April now. We're looking at April 2022.
Okay.
We'll have more information for our audience in the coming weeks and months as we get into that. And that's about where we're at. What do you think, Florian? You got anything else you want to say?
No, I think it was a good show. Maybe a bit long, but I think we got good bits. I think
definitely
we are able to find like more. We both find more projects, and then we are able to make good decision based on what we've learned so far. But it's still going to be really interesting in the next few weeks, a few months, as the whole NFT world gets more and more traction. But then again, just be cautious of what you do, what you invest in, make your research. It's not because we talk about something that it's the thing to do. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. And I'm really looking forward for October 21st.
October 21st.
Yeah, it's Boonji.
Oh, yes. Oh, October 21st. That is, for us, that is Friday?
No, I think it will be public sale on the October 21st, and the next day I think it's by the whitelist.
I think Thursday is the public. That's what it said on the website.
But maybe I haven't checked in a while, but that's the last date I had in mind. So
yeah. See, but now let's talk about that for a second, because you've actually changed your plan. When this was going live last week, you were going to buy one in the Dutch auction, and now you've decided not to.
I was, but when you see what happened, and you know there's going to be a lot of whales trying to get the first 200, and I don't think I'm equipped. I don't have probably the server, the quick computer to make that purchase as quick as I want to.
Right.
Because my goal was to own one of these pieces. That's why I was ready to buy it at the floor price, which is 3 point something, 3.3.
3.3, yeah. Because you wanted the statue.
I wanted to own a piece of Brandon Murphy because I really, really, really like his art. Now I told you I'm gonna try to find a way to buy it in a different way, but I'll stick to the whitelist because we got lucky to be whitelisted. And owning one of his NFTs is gonna be great.
Yes. Absolutely. We're very, very looking forward to it. Next Monday, we will talk about whether or not we got that whitelist going on for us and whether we grab that project. And then hopefully by then the reveal will happen. So we'll know what we have.
I hope so, yeah.
And then I can put it up for 400 ETH and call it a day. Fantastic, Florian. This has been great. To everybody who's watching, if you like this material and you like us doing this, please go ahead and hit the like button down there, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you know when we have new content. Follow us on, you can follow Florian on Florian_Below on Twitter. You can follow me at Trigonal Gallery on Twitter. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday. Take care, everybody.